You got popcorn for your rant.
But here it is. I made the mistake of watching the stupid Colin Cowherd video because of something about McCarthy and Rodgers. I'm like, what does he say now? How is he trying to undercut Rodgers? Yet it's at least every week. Every week. How do you take a guy who's on a national show and every single week he has to find a way to target this one player from Wisconsin, from Green Bay, Wisconsin's team, yet he's got a hammer on him in some different way, and yet he's making it different every week. So this is the take this time. He is saying in his most recent video that the upcoming season, if Mike McCarthy, basically the take is, and he said some other crazy things in there that I'll drop, but he's talking about Aaron Rodgers. He's talking about how people always gave him so much credit for the Packers' success. And we're going to find out if Mike McCarthy has success in Dallas and success with Dak Prescott, then it'll prove that Mike McCarthy should have been given a lot more credit, and we shouldn't have given so much credit to Rodgers for the Packers' success during McCarthy's time in Green Bay with Rodgers. So, are there a few other variables? The Cowboys are a whole team. The Cowboys have drafted really well. They've signed some great players. That couldn't affect their success, perhaps. Also, Mike McCarthy, yes, there were some good points about him, but was there a lot of things that he did really well? No, why did we always have issues with him? Because there were these reoccurring things that he would continuously do that were like, okay, this is a problem. This is the difference. Mike McCarthy was good at having success, but not at having the ultimate success. Anyway, Cowherd also, during the course of this, of course, he's got a name drop Russell Wilson, but he undercuts Rodgers. He's like, we just became enamored with Rodgers early on. At one point, people were saying he was the GOAT. At one point, they were saying he's the GOAT. I mean, he's not Tom Brady. He's not Dan Marino. He's not Brett Favre. He's like naming all these other names, right? And yes, I know Cowherd's an idiot. I shouldn't listen to him, I guess. But I'm telling you, this is stuff that's been said, and it's crazy, man. It just doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to refute some of it because Cowherd's saying Rodgers isn't that great, yet he's comparing him to Tom Brady. Tom Brady's the GOAT, right? So let me give you some stuff on Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. I looked up some of this stuff. Tom Brady has thrown almost 10,000 NFL passes in the regular season. Aaron Rodgers thrown 6,000 NFL passes. Okay, so some of these things are a little bit askew, whatever. Aaron Rodgers has been MVP twice. Tom Brady somehow has been MVP 3 times. However, in 2017, when he got the MVP, he had 32 touchdowns and 8 interceptions in that season with a 102.8 quarterback rating, and he was the MVP of the frickin' NFL. Do you know that Aaron Rodgers has a 102.4 quarterback rating for his entire career? Brady wins the MVP in a year that he was 102.8. Rodgers has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons with a quarterback rating higher than the 102.8 that Tom Brady won the MVP with that year. So if you want to compare MVPs, because we like to compare all these statistics where accomplishments, right? Because it's about the MVPs and the Super Bowls and blah, blah, blah. I can bring up these things to make my argument. That doesn't hold a lot of weight for me based on those things. Then you want to talk about playoffs, right? Because Tom Brady has won 6 Super Bowls. Well, fan-frickin-tastic. Teams win Super Bowls, not players win Super Bowls, first off. You have to look at how the players have played. Do you know in Tom Brady's first playoffs, 2001, he had a quarterback rating of 77.3, yet he won the Super Bowl. In 2003, he had a quarterback rating of 84.5 in the postseason, yet he won the Super Bowl. Now, 2004, he had a good rating, 109.4, and won the Super Bowl. But he also won the Super Bowl in a season where he had a 97.7 quarterback rating, and in 2018, where he had an 85.8 quarterback rating. Aaron Rodgers, for the playoffs, his postseason career, which is 9 seasons, he has a 100.0 quarterback rating for his entire postseason career. Tom Brady's quarterback rating for his postseason career is 89.8. But he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. And Aaron Rodgers ain't even in the same class, right? On top of that, a couple other interesting numbers from postseason numbers. Rodgers has had Aaron Rodgers' worst postseason was one game, 2011, against the Giants, where they lost. He had a 78.5 rating in that game. Do you know that Tom Brady in 2001, he had the 77.3, 2003 he had 84.5. He had a 76.5 rating. In 2009, he had a 49.1 rating in a playoff game they lost. He had an 84.7 rating. He had a 76.6 rating in 2015. And last year, he had a 59.4 rating in a playoff game. But he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He has almost half of his playoff seasons, because we're judged on the postseason, right? Because Aaron Rodgers wins a lot in the regular season. Tom Brady's won a lot in the regular season. So why is Brady the GOAT and Rodgers is not even close? Because of the postseason, right? So, but teams win Super Bowls, I'm telling you. So Tom Brady had almost half of his playoff seasons, which is, I think, 17. He had 8 of those seasons where he had a rating that was sub 80 for his quarterback rating, which is trash. And you know it is. And Aaron Rodgers only had 2 sub 80 ratings. No, I'm sorry, 2 sub 85 ratings. He had the 78.5, and then he had one, 2015, he had the 84.9 rating. So, I don't know. What do you want to judge these guys on?
Well, there are 2 things. I guess I got a couple of thoughts on Brady. One, something else that he has that Rodgers doesn't are several alleged rules violations, sort of scandals that it doesn't take away their Super Bowl wins, but that has to tarnish some of the team's accomplishments. The Packers, as far as I know, haven't been involved in any sort of alleged cheating, if you will, sort of scandals.
And the Packers have not been a beneficiary of any big subjective calls either. Eric, I was going to say that Tom Brady and his
Cowboy fans be mad. I don't know.
Tom Brady in his postseason career has 12 fumbles, according to the statistics. We know there's at least one more in there.
We could do a whole show on the number of stupid rules that were changed after the Raiders got screwed. But the other thing I was going to mention is, I think most people would agree that Aaron Rodgers was brought to the Packers with the plan of eventually taking the reins after Bart Favre leaves. Now, Tom Brady, I didn't follow the Patriots closely, but, was he really chosen as a successor for Drew Bledsoe? Or if Mo Lewis hadn't almost killed Drew Bledsoe literally and Brady stepped in, was really the team going to be built around Tom Brady moving forward if he hadn't stepped in really an emergency situation and actually done really well after he took over?
I think without question, Bledsoe would have started that whole year and the whole next year without the injury.
So, I mean, it's amazing what Brady's accomplished, but I just don't remember having the impression that he was, chosen as a successor for whenever Bledsoe was going to be done, right? I mean, I don't remember him coming into the draft being like awesome quarterback prospect, but I guess good for him, but it's just it's just food for thought, conversation, kick around, whatever.
I don't think any of us are going to be the Colin Cowherd defenders on his opinions there. But to his original point about McCarthy versus Rodgers, one without the other, Rodgers went 13-3 and made an NFC Championship game without McCarthy. So to tie what Rodgers has done, McCarthy would have to go to the NFC Championship game and have one of the best records in the conference just to match what Rodgers did. So if Cowherd's saying that if they have a better record or something this year, it doesn't matter all that much.
I know it's crazy. His I don't know when he made that shift, but it's like every week he's got to do something to undercut Rodgers or try to. Anyway, the point I'm trying to put out is a point that other people have made. It's the people that don't buy into the rings argument as who's the greatest player ever, because teams win Super Bowls. Players don't win Super Bowls individually. But the players have control over their own play. And statistics, I understand you can make them say this or that. Or you can kind of look at them a little differently. You can't make them say things that aren't true. But the statistics do tell a story. And Aaron Rodgers statistically blows Tom Brady out of the water in the regular season and the postseason. So, I mean, whatever. I get it. The ultimate thing is to win a championship. Fine. I'll leave you with one more point on this, and then we'll probably say happy birthday and get out. But do you all understand? Do you guys know that Jameis Winston, who was drafted 10 years after Aaron Rodgers, has already thrown more interceptions than Aaron Rodgers? He's got 88 picks in his starting. Now this year, at least conceivably, he won't throw more. But Aaron Rodgers is 4 behind him. Aaron Rodgers has 84. Winston has 88 so far. So he's even if Winston doesn't
Taysom Hill on the depth chart.
Even if Winston doesn't take a snap this year, he still might be behind Rodgers at the end of this year if things kind of hold out. Maybe not, but we'll see. Anyway, that's just a crazy side note. All right.
Yeah, LASIK. He's better now. He couldn't see the first couple of years.
Their jerseys are still different colors.
He used to be colorblind.
Did he? I mean, did that impact the W sandwich? I mean, the W sandwich was one of the worst things I think I've seen anyone try to force. I don't know that dude's a weird dude, man. I don't know. And he was the first overall pick, by the way, in 2015.